She took a kid's inhaler while she was visibly struggling to breathe and said she was faking it. How do you misread that? And why take it at all unless you meant it?
She's not breathing. Give it back. And the teacher just didn't. My 7-year-old daughter Lily was in her classroom, clutching her chest, gasping in front of everyone, desks, backpacks, kids frozen in place. Her inhaler was right there in her hand until Miss Hargrove took it. You're faking it, she said, loud enough for the whole class. A few kids laughed. Lily tried to speak, but nothing came out, just this tight, choking wheeze as her chest locked up. I wasn't there yet. I only know this part because of what happened next. A chair scraped hard against the floor. Someone stood up in the back of the room and said, "You're wrong." And that's the moment everything in that classroom started to turn, just before anyone realized how serious it actually was. The boy who said it, Evan, wasn't the kind of kid who ever interrupted anything. He sat in the back corner of the classroom, the quiet one teachers barely noticed unless they were taking attendance. But now he was standing, his chair pushed back hard enough that it echoed across the room, every set of eyes snapping toward him instead of Lily. Miss Hargrove didn't move at first. She still had the inhaler in her hand, fingers wrapped around it like it was hers to keep. Her expression didn't change either, calm, controlled, like this was just another moment she had already decided how it would go. You need to sit down, she told him, sharp and low, like a warning. Evan didn't sit. My brother has asthma, he said, louder this time. That's what it looks like. A few kids shifted in their seats. The laughing stopped. One girl near the front pressed her hands over her mouth, staring at Lily like she was seeing something she didn't understand but knew wasn't right. Lily's backpack had fallen off her desk. Papers were scattered on the floor, but she couldn't reach them, couldn't do anything except grip the edge of her chair as her breathing got tighter, smaller, like each breath had to fight its way out. And still, Miss Hargrove didn't give the inhaler back. She's fine, she said louder now, like she was correcting the entire room. If she were really having an attack, she wouldn't be sitting there like that. But Lily wasn't sitting anymore. She slid halfway out of her chair, one hand bracing against the desk, the other clutching her chest. Her face had gone pale in a way that didn't look like pretending, her lips slightly parted, but no words coming out. Someone whispered, "Should we get the nurse?" Miss Hargrove didn't even look at them. "No one is leaving this room," she said. "We are not turning this into a scene." That's when Evan took a step forward. Not big, not dramatic, just enough to make it clear he wasn't backing down. And that's also the moment the front office phone started ringing on the teacher's desk. Loud, sharp, cutting straight through the silence. Miss Hargrove glanced at it, but didn't move to answer. The inhaler was still in her hand, and Lily's breathing was getting worse. The room didn't breathe with her. It held its breath instead. Evan stayed where he was, eyes locked on Miss Hargrove, like he was waiting for her to do the obvious thing, and she just wouldn't. "My brother sounded exactly like that," he said again, slower now, like he was choosing each word carefully, before he had to go to the hospital. That word hospital landed differently. A few kids straightened up. One boy near the windows stopped fidgeting completely. Even the girl who'd been half laughing earlier now looked down at her desk. Miss Hargrove exhaled sharply through her nose. "You are not qualified to make that judgment," she said. "And you're disrupting my class." Disrupting. Lily made a small, strained sound, barely more than air catching, but it cut through everything. Her fingers slipped on the desk edge. That's when one of the students near the front, quiet, usually invisible, raised her hand halfway. She She asked to go to the nurse earlier, she said, voice shaking. Miss Hargrove turned to her instantly, and I assessed the situation. But that's enough. The girl dropped her hand. Evan didn't. He actually pointed at the inhaler still in Miss Hargrove's grip. Then why are you holding that? For the first time, Miss Hargrove hesitated. Just a second. But everyone saw it. And then, right as she opened her mouth to answer the classroom, door handle started to turn. Whoever was on the other side had heard something. The door opened fast enough to hit the stopper with a crack. I was already halfway inside before anyone could say a word. Lily was the first thing I saw, half out of her chair, one hand gripping the desk, the other pressed to her chest. Her face wasn't just pale, it had that grayish tint I'd only ever seen once before, during a late night ER visit. Lily. I dropped to her level instantly. Hey, look at me! Her eyes found mine, wide and unfocused. She tried to speak, but it came out as a tight, broken wheeze. Then I saw it, her inhaler sitting on the teacher's desk. Not in her hand, not within reach, on the desk. What is that doing there? I asked, already standing, already moving toward it. Miss Hargrove stepped slightly in front of the desk, not blocking me completely, but enough to slow me down. She had a minor episode, she said, calm, controlled. It's already passed. It hasn't, a voice cut in. Evan, I turned. He was still standing in the back, eyes fixed forward. She couldn't breathe, he said. You took it before she could use it. A ripple moved through the room, quiet but undeniable. A couple of kids nodded. One whispered, yeah. Miss Hargrove's expression tightened. That is not what happened. Lily tugged weakly at my sleeve. She said I was lying, she whispered. And right then, another adult voice came from the doorway behind me. Is there a problem here? The assistant principal had arrived. Evan didn't hesitate. There's proof, he said, and every eye in the room shifted to him. The word proof changed the air in the room. Not louder, just heavier. The assistant principal, Mr. Keller, stepped fully inside, his eyes moving from Lily to the inhaler on the desk to Miss Hargrove. What proof? He asked. Evan didn't rush. He bent down, picked up a school-issued tablet from his desk, and held it up with both hands like he didn't trust himself to drop it. I was recording my science presentation, he said. It was already on. Miss Hargrove moved fast this time. That device is not to be used without permission. Put it down now. Her voice had changed. Sharper, tighter. Mr. Keller lifted a hand slightly. Let him finish. That stopped her, but just barely. Evan tapped the screen. The video opened. A shaky frame of the classroom filled it, desks, posters, Lily at her seat. My hand tightened around Lily's shoulder as the clip played. There it was. Lily reaching into her backpack, pulling out the inhaler, and then Miss Hargrove stepping in and taking it. Clear, undeniable. A few kids gasped softly. Miss Hargrove shook her head immediately. That's out of context.
She took a kid's inhaler while she was visibly struggling to breathe and said she was faking it. How do you misread that? And why take it at all unless she meant it?
The video kept playing, but then it cut mid-moment. Before anything else could be seen, before anything else could be heard, Mr. Keller's expression didn't relax. Is there more? He asked. Evan nodded once. There's the rest, he said. Miss Hargrove stepped forward again, faster this time. That won't be necessary. Mr. Keller looked at her, then back at the tablet. It is, he said. And they all knew whatever came next wasn't going to stay inside that classroom. They didn't watch the rest in the classroom. Mr. Keller took the tablet, looked at me, and said, "Let's step into the office." His tone had shifted, no longer casual, no longer uncertain. Minutes later, we were in a small conference room. Me, Lily in my lap, still shaky. Evan sat off to the side, quiet again. Miss Hargrove stood near the door, arms folded, like she was holding on to control by force. Mr. Keller pressed play. This time, the video didn't cut. It showed everything. Lily starting to wheeze, subtle at first, then sharper. Her hand going into her bag immediately, like she'd been trained to do. The inhaler coming out. And Miss Hargrove stepping in, taking it before Lily could even lift it. "You're not disrupting my class again," she said on the recording. Clear, unfiltered. Lily's voice followed small, strained. "I can't breathe." Miss Hargrove didn't give it back. She turned away. For over a minute, the video captured it all. Lily struggling, the class shifting, a few kids whispering, no one allowed to move. Then Evan's chair scraping. "You're wrong." The video ended there. Silence filled the room, thick and unavoidable. Mr. Keller didn't speak right away. When he did, it was measured. "Miss Hargrove, Lily has a documented asthma action plan on file. I made a judgment call," she said quickly. "She's been dramatic before." "She followed her plan," I said, my voice steady but tight. "You didn't." Lily buried her face into my shoulder. That was the moment it stopped being debatable. Miss Hargrove was placed on administrative leave that same day. Within a week, the school sent out a notice staff, retraining updated medical protocols, a strict rule: no student could ever be separated from prescribed emergency medication again. Other parents started asking questions. A few kids mentioned times they'd been dismissed too. Evan's parents got a call too, but not for trouble. For what he did. As for Lily, the first day she went back, her inhaler sat right on her desk. No hesitation, no asking. Halfway through the day, I got a message from her teacher, new teacher. "She's doing great." That night, Lily told me something quietly, like it still mattered. I didn't think anyone would believe me. I thought about that classroom, about the moment everything could have gone differently. And the one kid who didn't stay quiet, the next time Lily reached for her inhaler, no one tried to stop her.
She didn't hesitate, she just took it. If she really thought Lily was fine, why grab the inhaler at all?